Welcome back. This is Weeknights, or 5 nights a week. That's Cinco Dias. Really, Cinco Noches, because it's not days, it's nights. But anyway, 5 nights a week. I almost said days again. 5 nights a week. We come up here, we give you the latest, the greatest, the shameless. The shameless. I can't talk today. My co host left. She said, if you can't talk, I'm out. She quit. All right. Well, y'all know what we do. This is Weeknights, 5 nights a week. We're here. It's the second night of the week, and we're here. I am JD, aka He Who Pods.
And I am Dash, aka Dashik D, aka the real king of R&B. And I just needed some water, so I got up and went to get it.
Nothing wrong with getting some water.
But yeah, so we're here.
We're
And we're
here.
back.
And we're back. Let's just dive right in. All right, Carlton.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so Kid Cudi got some announcements to make, or made some announcements rather. Kid Cudi says starting a podcast called The Moon Man Chronicles. A full review of each issue of Moon Man, which apparently is a comic book that he has.
Yeah.
And songs from the soundtrack that'll be available on YouTube. First episodes I'm recording in a couple weeks with Kyle Higgins. It will be live streamed and we'll be taking questions off the feed to answer on our show. Stay tuned because episodes coming. No, because what? Stay tuned because episodes 1, 2, 3 coming soon.
I think this is really exciting for Kid Cudi. And
This
it's
is
such
really
a
cool.
fun project to do. I mean,
Yes.
First of all, I did not know he had comic books.
Me either. No clue.
And Kyle Higgins is kind of a big deal. I mean, he's worked with DC and Marvel, and
yes, he has.
That's very cool.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is cool. I think it's a smart way to create engagement to keep people interested. It's a smart way to just have a multimedia project. I think this is just really smart and innovative. Kind of mad I didn't think about it first. You know what I'm saying? If anybody want to do a comic, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. Because I got the other two already hooked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, jokes aside, I think this is really cool. This is innovative. This is smart. I think this is like something more people should be doing if they have multi talents. If they have things they can do, it's always smart to create cross genre projects and just things that can exist in different spaces. Comics are very popular. Music is what he's known for, and podcasts are very popular. So if you can do all three and tie them into one project, that is really, really smart. Because even if you just stumbled upon one, you may have interest in the others. And so I think this is really smart. I will not listen to the podcast, but I'm not against reading the comic. I'm also not against listening to the music. Kid Cudi, we know, makes good music. And so that helps because he has a fan base of, his music. And perhaps that will drive them to check out the other pieces of media, of content. I think this is really smart. Kind of mad I didn't think about it first, and I think if you're talented in multiple fields, this is a great idea. I'm not saying you should do the same thing, but finding ways to show all your talents at once is a really smart way of doing it. Also, it creates a bigger digital footprint. And so people will search for Moon Man and multiple things will now come up for Moon Man or Moon Man Chronicles. And I think this is super smart. I remember saying something similar to a guy I knew years ago. They sang R&B music. They choreographed dancing, like, dance. They did dance choreography. they were very into fashion and had already run like fashion shows before. Oh, Marion joined us on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Marion is here channeling through Dashing D right now. That's a joke. For those who are listening but not watching, Dashing D was pop locking and dropping. And
I was choreographing.
I know what she was doing. I was being silly. So yeah, so this person, oh, and then they designed, like drew and sewed the clothing. And I was like, yo, you could totally have a fashion show that you put together where the people come out to your music wearing the clothing that you created, like sketched, and then put together with like the sewing machine and stuff. I thought that would have been the flyest shit ever if they did that, but they didn't. I still think they should. If I had those kind of talents, I probably would do something like that. And yeah, I think that's a great way to incorporate your things and also show people like, hey, I did all of this. All of this was me. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a smart way to market, and to just put yourself out there.
Yeah. I mean, just it's really smart to bundle your content if you have that advantage. Um because your reach will be greater.
Yeah,
Like you said, somebody will look up Moon Man, but if I love listening to podcasts, I'm probably going to go listen to the podcast. Or if you love listening to the music, you're going to go listen to the music. It's going to help expand reach to some people who I may see a comic book and not necessarily want to read the comic book, but there's another way for me to consume this content. So that is really smart. But also there is this thing that some of us do where if there are different ways to receive the content, some of us want all of it. So
right.
um I'm someone who loves to watch a TV show and then hear other people or watch other people talk about it. So if I can watch a series and then find like video or even audio content, I do less of the audio content for stuff like that, but if I can find audio content of people who are talking about it or people who have opinions, or maybe it's even something that I like, but like no one else I know likes, it's always nice to find like other ways to consume that content or to get commentary on it because there's someone else out there who understands it. So really,
Agreed.
it's a really, really smart way to reach a lot of different types of people. But also just like in the name of doing cool shit, this is just a cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
Create a comic book. I mean, how many people are doing that?
Right.
Um, and then be able to like do these add-ons where you're creating a soundtrack to it, and you know, people are very much into like rewatch podcasts and
Yep.
podcasts that are about books they read or things that will take you through that. So that is a great way um to introduce that content. So I think it's really cool. I had no idea he was doing any of this before.
Me either.
So I'm glad that it fell on our radar and now we know about it. And hopefully people who are watching this right now or listening to this right now also find it if they didn't know it existed, because I just think this is a really cool thing that someone's doing. And, you know, any way that I can, check it out and share it, I'm willing to do so. I don't know what Moon Man does or who he is, but
Right.
I'm willing to find out. I think it's a really cool thing that Kid Cudi is doing. So, congrats to him.
Yeah, definitely. Um, now some sad news.
This is really sad.
After 22 years, Redbox is officially shutting down. For those who don't know, Redbox was a kind of like a ATM for DVDs. It was the upgrade from Blockbuster. You would go to this
It's like a vending machine.
kiosk. That's what I wanted to say. You go to this kiosk or yeah, like a vending machine, and they had all these movies you could rent a lot of times for like $1.
Dollar.
And you would go and pay your dollar and get your movie and enjoy your rental. And I know somebody who loved Redbox. Like T-Mobile Tuesday, they didn't pay me. This is not an ad. I'm just telling you how it happened. But T-Mobile has this thing they give their customers, and for a long time they would give us a Redbox rental. And I know someone who like every week was looking forward to that rental because that's what they did. They would do like T-Mobile was like sponsoring their family movie nights, unbeknownst to T-Mobile, and so they would get T-Mobile freebie and go get the Redbox movie, and then create like family night on Friday nights with the movie they rented for free, thanks to the T-Mobile giveaways.
Well, I don't know anything about T-Mobile. I've never had T-Mobile, but I was the queen of the Red Box back in college. I went to the Red Box every week, every single week, and I would
Mm.
get multiple movies because it was cheap, and it was like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. The nice thing too, when I was in college, movies were $8. Not because I didn't go to college in New York, so it was a lot cheaper there than it was here. Plus, there was like a student discount or whatever. But that also required like a whole like to do. Like you gotta get up and go to the movies and whatever, and it's like a whole thing. But when you just want to watch a couple of movies, or like you want to see something that you already saw, but you want to see it again, I would go to the Redbox because they closed the Blockbuster. I was going to Blockbuster for a long time. I'd get my movies from Blockbuster. I'd even
Right.
buy it. I'd love to find like the bin where they were trying to get rid of some of the movies, and I would buy like $3 movies from Blockbuster.
Right.
Um but that closed because all of the Blockbusters were closing. And then I found the Redbox and I was like, this is novel. Like, this is so smart and this is so easy and cheap enough for a college student to afford because it's a
Yes.
dollar.
It's a
And I
dollar.
would get like 3 to 5 movies
And rock
and
out.
yeah, and then take them home and and have my good time because I've always like been into. I say that all the time. I've always been into like entertainment. I've always been into TV and movies. So this was like finding gold for me. When I found this, I was like, oh, yep. I'm going to the Red Box and I'm gonna get my movies. And y'all want to come over and watch a movie because it's $1.
All right.
It's $1.
Uh,
Order pizza. We could do whatever. But
all right.
yeah,
A whole vibe. Yeah. So I was looking at this article here. It's from Variety. It says Redbox network of 24,000 DVD rental kiosk and its streaming service. I did not know they had a streaming service. That's
I did
part
not
one
know
of
that.
why my jaw dropped a minute ago. Yeah, I didn't know that. It says will be shut down after its parent company, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. Who in the hell knew that that was their parent company?
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. My mind
But
is
wait,
blown.
but wait, there's more.
Did you have the chicken soul books? Because I had the chicken soup for the soul
No,
books.
I always thought those books were a scam. But
Oh, my mom bought us all the books. Chicken
yeah,
soup
when
for
I
the
was in high
teenage
school,
soul.
lots of people were reading them, and I was like, get
I
this
had
shit out of here.
all the chicken soup books. I had all of them. Just
Well,
every
then you
and
were part of the
chicken
reason
soup for
that
the
Redbox was
Gemini
created.
soul, chicken soup for the book lover soul, chicken soup like
Well,
chicken.
Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment converted its Chapter 11 bankruptcy to Chapter 7 liquidation, and that's why Redbox is out of here.
So people are not digging the chicken soup books anymore, huh?
Well, the entertainment portion is out of here.
Who knew? That was really smart of them to start to collaborate, I guess, with Redbox.
No, they owned Redbox.
They own, yeah, but I shouldn't use the word collaborate. I'm not sure if they created Redbox or they bought it. That's
A
that's why
project, a project to research another time.
right, but that's why I said it the way I did because I didn't want to assume that they created it. Um,
Gotcha.
it's likely someone else created it and they bought it from them.
Hot.
But yeah, so oh my gosh,
That's why my jaw dropped while you
Chicken
were
soup
talking.
for the soul.
Entertainment.
And then like cause now you want to go to the bookstore and see what other souls they have. This was
No, I
like
don't.
I'm not
Sorry.
talking about you, I'm talking about myself. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. My bad, player.
Chicken soup for the cooking soul. Like I cannot like my mind is blown. I have not heard chicken soup for the soul in years. Okay? This is wild. Oh, but it's so sad to see the Redbox go. It's such a staple. Like, it's such a staple for me. Like, I saw one recently. Honestly, I saw one and I said, "Oh my goodness, they're still a Redbox." Didn't even think about it. I guess because being from New York, like Redbox, I don't remember seeing Redbox in New York ever. Not anywhere like in Brooklyn or whatnot. Um, Actually, they did. Didn't they start putting it in like grocery stores or something like that?
I don't know.
I can't remember. But the point here is, wow, my mind is blown between the chicken soup books and the red box. I don't even know what to do with this. That's sad. That's really sad. I hope everybody
Yes, it
lands on
is.
their feet,
Yep.
and I wish everyone
Um.
well on their future endeavors.
Yep. Knew that was coming. Um.
You don't be knowing that it's coming. You just be saying that you know it's coming. I'm kidding.
Okay. I'm about to say we about to pause the pod. Um. So you found a post and shared it with me. I thought it was an interesting question and a great topic for the pod. And
Yeah.
the question was, well, why don't you tell them what the question was? You found it.
The question was, if you were on a 5-hour road trip and you could only listen to one artist, what artist would it be?
5 hours. That's a long time.
It's a long time, which means it has to
Either
be
that
somebody with a
artist,
solid body of work.
I'm about to say that artist has to have a great discography or a couple albums you don't mind listening to over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. You go first.
Me first.
I kind of want to go first because I don't think we'll pick the same person,
So
but
go first.
I feel like my person is going to be unexpected. But no, you go. You go.
I could do this with lots of artists,
Me
honestly,
too, but you're only allowed to pick one. Let's not do that.
because so many artists that I listen to have more than 5 hours of good music.
You're only allowed to pick one. This is why
I
this is a good
think
question.
I'm gonna choose someone with commercial hits because I'm probably not on a 5 hour road trip by myself. And so I don't want the whoever is with me, and I don't drive. So I'll be on that 5 hour road trip in the passenger seat playing all the jams. So I would choose someone who has enough records that other people know and a wide variety of music.
Okay.
So, all of that being said, I choose Rihanna.
Really
Yeah, I think
interesting.
Rihanna has all type of hits, way more than 5 hours worth of music, and people will know the music, even if they don't know all the songs. They'll know plenty of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was my safe answer.
That was your safe answer.
Because I could listen to an obscure artist. Like, there's mad commercial artists you could do this with.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I would go with Jay-Z, actually.
I thought that that would be your answer. So it was also my answer. At first, when I heard the question, I was like, oh, Jay Z. But then I was like, Dash might say the same thing. And I know people expect me to say that. And so
You
I
would
didn't.
Oh my gosh. You're supposed to give the real answer, not think about all this criteria before you give an answer. I did not think of any criteria. I just thought of the question.
I
And
should have said Wu
my
Tang because I got a Wu Tang shirt on, but eh,
you're thinking too much about this. This was supposed to be whatever first comes to mind
Oh, I don't think
with
that should be whatever first comes to
without
mind.
all right, but without any bias. So you weren't supposed to think about what I would say or what people would people would think. You were just supposed to think about what you would want. For
I think it
me,
depends who's in the car with you, though.
no, but okay, you're you're overcomplicating the situation. I agree. Who's in the car will change things, but this is
Yeah.
not. No one asked you about who's in the car.
Like
The
if my
question,
dad is in the car with me, my dad don't want to hear no hip hop.
gosh, this is a very straightforward. This is about what you want. This is a very straightforward question. This has nothing to do with anyone else but you, and
Well,
you're
I don't
making it.
drive, so it has to be about other people for me. That's the first thing I thought about. A 5 hour road trip, I don't drive.
I understand. I get it. But you thought to like no one gave you any other criteria. You were given very specific criteria.
Hashtag team overthinker.
Right. I thought this would be a good way to let go of overthinking today.
Ah,
And here we
no
go.
way.
Because yes, I could think of 5 million things that would factor into this decision, but I didn't. I just said, let me just answer the question. And if I was just going to answer the question, now I did some of my thought process was what you said. I felt like it should be someone who has a very robust catalog of music, who has multiple albums that have good listenability,
Yeah,
also commercial hits, things we can roll down the windows and sing along, rap along, dance to. Um, and just like good music, like that throughout you'll be able to like it won't be like one good album and then like you have 1 good hour of music and then the other 4 hours are a nightmare or
I agree.
you're wondering like what's the
Now, I
next.
will say there are not, I said there's tons of artists I could do this with, but now that I'm thinking, there's actually not a ton of artists I could do this with. I
It's
think there's a list for
because you
sure.
keep thinking is the problem.
Yes, 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 this is true. I think there is a list of people you could do it with, but it's probably not as long as you think if you really sat and thought about it.
Right,
But
because I
why
even
Jay Z?
why Jay did you not listen to what I just I'm confused. Did we miss a piece? Like, was it muted?
No, it was not muted. Oh man, okay, got it.
Do you want to expand on your question? Because clearly you're dissatisfied with what I said.
I was trying to give you more space to talk because I talked a lot. That's all.
By Jay Z. Because of all the reasons I said, plus I like Jay Z as an artist. I think that Jay Z is a really talented person. And I also think that Jay Z is universal enough that no matter who's in the car, won't be that big of a deal to play him. Are there people who probably will not want to hear Jay Z? Sure, but that's not what we're litigating here. So
They're
it
not
doesn't
gonna be on the
matter.
5 hour trip with us anyway.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Because you gave all this nuance, and it's like I mean, and your ideal road trip is probably not going to be with somebody who doesn't want to hear the music you have to play. Like it's just it's not. No. But Jay Z is universal enough. Like I could think of multiple people who I've gone on road trips with, and I think Jay Z would be totally acceptable as long as I play. You know, there's probably certain albums I wouldn't play, and there's probably certain I would want to. I wouldn't even want to play them as whole albums. I would probably curate a playlist, a 5 hour playlist of
Yeah,
Jay Z's music where we could enjoy that. So
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, Hove has like 15 albums. You definitely got to curate a playlist.
Right. So, but
Rihanna too. Like, if I
Rihanna
put
too,
together
yeah.
the 5 hour road trip Rihanna, I've got to curate that playlist. She's got quite a few albums, even though not in the last 10 years.
And not in the next 10 years.
You foul for that. But I knew you was going to say something foul. That's why I said that. Try to alley-oop it.
Thank you.
No problem. And listeners and viewers, thank you. We will be back tomorrow, most likely, probably, very likely.
Yep, that's the plan. Bye.